Today, I want to talk about a step-by-step way to stop spiraling about your health and wellness in perimenopause, menopause, midlife, however you want to frame it. If you found yourself lying in bed, scrolling, Googling symptoms, trying to figure out what's wrong with your body, this is your video. Because the hardest part usually isn't the symptoms themselves, it's that spiraling, the constant internal dialogue, the constant mental loop of what's going on? What am I missing? Why isn't this working? And I want to walk you through a simple, grounded way to interrupt that spiral. So here's what spiraling usually looks like. You notice something feels off, maybe the weight is creeping up, your energy is lower, your sleep is sort of maybe non-existent, and your mood is definitely erratic. You immediately start trying to fix everything all at once. So you tighten up the food, you rethink your exercise, you question every decision, and somehow you end up more overwhelmed than when you started. And this isn't because you're dramatic or anxious, it's because you care and you don't have a clear place to put your attention. One of the biggest misconceptions is that spiraling happens because you don't have enough information. Hello, this is the age of AI. We have more information than we even know what to do with. In reality, the spiraling usually happens because you don't have orientation. When everything feels off, your nervous system wants certainty. And when it can't find it, it tries to solve everything. So I want you to know the goal isn't to figure everything out. The goal is to know what matters first. As a yoga teacher and someone who is a certified menopause practitioner, I went into early menopause. I thought I was losing my marbles. I was exhausted and achy. I thought, is this the beginning of the end? I was convinced I was in early onset dementia. I couldn't remember anything. And I want you to know I'm 10 years later, 48 years old, and I feel better than I did in my early 30s. So the first step to stopping this spiral is to actually just pause. Just a big exhale. Just a moment where you say, I'm not fixing everything today. Because when you try and overhaul all of your food and all of your exercise and all of your sleep and your supplements and your stress and your work and your family and everything all at once, your system will just stay in that threat response. Nothing integrates, nothing sticks. You're still white knuckling your way through. You're trying to square peg, round hole it. So doing less on purpose is often the fastest way to calm that system. So instead of asking, what should I do? Try asking this instead. What is my body responding to most right now? And this might be chronic stress, poor sleep, under eating, dehydration, overtraining, that mental load, that to-do list. And you don't need a full diagnosis. You just need a working hypothesis. This is about direction, not certainty. This is sort of like the next best small step forward. So once you have that orientation, the next step becomes much simpler. Not the best plan, not the perfect routine, just one thing that helps reduce the load, that supports your recovery, that feels doable now, that doesn't require willpower or heroics or an Amazon order. When the nervous system feels settled, that clarity will follow. One of the reasons why spiraling is happening is because we don't stay with one change long enough to see how your body actually responds. In this modern age with stimulus coming at us at all angles, it's normal for us to feel like we are constantly pivoting and our system never gets a clear signal. We need to stay with one supportive change and build trust with your body, with yourself. Okay, so if you've been bouncing between plans and protocols and ideas and routines and structures and maybe influencers and all the things, I want you to hear this. You weren't failing with those. You were trying to find relief without yet being oriented. And now you know what to look for. So if you remember one thing from this video, let it be this. You do not need to solve your health. You need to orient yourself inside of it. And from there, progress becomes calmer and so much more sustainable. So if this gave you a sense of steadiness or helped quiet that mental noise, even just a little, that's the work I care most about. You are not broken. You are not behind. You are just between steps. And I'll see you next time.